Welcome back to the Top Voices channel and our community talk series. My name is Sofia, and our guest today is Dmitrii Gusev, Senior Frontend Engineer at Avito. So today we will discuss low-code, AI code, replacing developers or empowering them in startups. I'm really looking forward to the webinar, and let's get started. Dmitry, please, the stage is yours.
Yep, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that keeps coming up in every engineering chat, in every startup team, the question of whether AI and low-code tools are here to replace developers or actually empower them. I've worked both on large-scale products like Avito's internal low-code ecosystem. By the way, Avito is one of the largest online platforms in Europe, and on open source and personal startup projects. And I've seen firsthand how AI coding and visual tools can completely change the way we build software. But as always, it's not magic. It's about trade-offs, design, and a lot of engineering thinking behind it. Every few months, the same conversation starts again. AI will replace developers, or anyone can build an app with low code. And sure, it sounds good on paper, but the story is very different in practice. Startups still fail, not because of code, but because they can't move fast enough. Engineers are still needed, maybe even more than before, to design, integrate, and maintain those new AI-driven systems. The tools are evolving, but the mindset, the engineering way of thinking is still the key. So today I will try to show a balanced view, where AI and low code really help, where they break things, and what skills will actually matter for developers in the next few years. Okay, let's go to the second slide. And about me, before we start, just a quick intro about myself. My name is Dmitrii Gusev. I am a front-end engineer, and I used to lead a fintech development team before joining Avito. Right now, I'm working on tools for visual interface constructions, basically low-code systems that help both developers and designers build real working products faster. Outside of work, I contribute to open source projects, mostly around front-end tooling, things like styling rules and CSS automation. I also write technical articles and run a small IT blog where I share lessons from building internal platforms and AI-powered tools. So yeah, this topic today is very close to what I do every day. If you want to chat about it later, I'm always open on social media. You can find me as Switcheroo. Okay, let's go to the third slide, and let's start with the big question. Back in 2023, everyone was saying the same thing: AI will replace developers. The same thing in 2025. It was all over Twitter, in every tech podcast, in every manager's presentation. And yet, here we are 2 years later, and developers are still here. We just code differently now. I still remember this moment clearly. It was 2023, and I wrote my first end-to-end test that was completely generated by a large language model. I just described what I wanted, and it wrote a working test. That's when it hit me. We were already living in another reality. Not the AI will replace us one, but the AI is sitting next to us, writing code together one. And this moment really changed how I thought about development. It's not about whether AI replaces developers, it's about how developers evolve with AI. Over the last 2 years, I've noticed a quiet but very a real shift in how we write code. It's not about typing faster anymore. It's about thinking better. This is what I call vibe coding. You're not writing code line by line. You're thinking about the problem, describing it to an AI model, checking the result, and improving it together. In other words, less typing, more reasoning. AI is no longer just a tool. It's more like a co-worker who sits next to you, fast, tireless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes completely wrong. And the job of an engineer becomes managing that collaboration, understanding when to trust AI and when to step in and think deeply yourself. This diagram, by the way, generated by AI, shows what the new development cycle looks like. It's no longer straight write code, commit, test, push, process. Instead, it's, it's, um, it's a loop: think, generate, check, and improve. The engineer provides the direction, the large language model does the generation, and then the human reviews, corrects, and pushes the process forward. The magic happens in this feedback loop when human reasoning and machine speed work together. Okay, go to the next slide. And let's switch from AI code to low code and talk about something real that I've been working on at Avito. It's called Bricks, our internal low-code platform for building product interfaces. And yes, the funny part is that we actually build bricks on bricks. Parts of the platform itself are created inside the same tool, which is always a great sign that the system is powerful enough to build itself. But let's make one thing clear. Low code doesn't mean no engineers. It's not tilde, but it's definitely not a drag and drop toy. Bricks is more like an interface compiler. It takes structure configurations, connects to APIs, handles state, data flows, events, and compiles all that into real working applications. It allows people without programming language, designers, analysts, or content teams to assemble complete production-grade interface. They can send requests, trigger events on click, run experiments, conditionally render layouts, and even roll out or roll back versions instantly without asking developers for help. And let's take a quick look at how Bricks actually looks from the inside. What you see here is not just a visual builder, it's a structured system with a few main entities. The first one is a template. It's basically a package that contains multiple layouts, each with its own versions, state, data sources, and dependencies. And then we have layouts. These are versioned interface compositions that users actually see in production flow. Each layout is made up of widgets, the smallest building blocks of the interface. They are written using our rendering engine, Bedouin, which turns JSON schema into real components. And there's one more important thing. We have a live preview mechanism. That means whenever someone changes something in a layout, a widget property, data source, or event, the update instantly appears in the preview without rebuilding or redeploying anything. So it feels like a design tool, but under the hood, it's a real front-end compiler, producing production-ready code and connecting that data in real time. And here's how the magic actually works behind the scenes. When a user opens a page in the Avito app, their request goes to a specific service, which then talks to our Bricks composition backend. That service generates a schema, basically a JSON description of the interface. Then on the client side, our rendering engine called Bedouin takes that schema and turns it into an actual UI, user interface. So instead of shipping static code, we are shipping declarative layouts and rendering them in real time. It's like having a live interface compiler inside the app. And this is where the interesting part begins. Even with such a powerful low-code platform, we didn't lose engineers. In fact, we needed more of them because someone has to design the architecture, build the rendering engines, create reusable templates, design schema APIs, and maintain the platform itself. Some developers moved from building product pages to building tools for other developers. Other, Others started creating bricks templates, reusable UI components, and patterns that non-engineers can use. So instead of replacing people, bricks simply shifted the focus of engineering from routine UI work to real product architecture and developer experience. Where AI saves time. If I had to describe the real impact of AI in one sentence, I would say AI removes everything that slowed us down. The boring parts, the repetitive tasks, the search, copy, and tweak moments, all of that is now seconds instead of hours. Building an MVP that used to take a week now takes a day. Creating a UX prototypes that took days now takes a few hours. Even research, when you're exploring libraries, APIs, or design patterns, it's like working at 100% speed. And changes the nature of engineering itself. Less routine, more architecture, less boilerplate, more design thinking. AI doesn't make us faster just to ship faster. It makes us faster so we can think deeper. And this isn't just a feeling. We have data to back it up. In 2023, Microsoft Research ran a controlled experiment. Developers using GitHub Copilot finished coding tasks 55% faster than those without it. Atlassian's developer experience report from this year shows the same trend. Almost every developer using AI tools saves time, and 2/3 of them save over 10 hours per week. Even in the massive Stack Overflow 2025 survey, over 85,000 developers, 52% said AI tools improve their productivity. So this is no longer hype. It's now part of the everyday engineering toolkit. And it's not only about developers. When we look at service across all industries, not just software, the number one reason people use AI is the same: to save time. 58% of respondents in this study said time saving was their top motivation, followed by saving money and easier access to information. So across the board, whether it's design, marketing, or development, AI isn't about replacing professionals. It's about giving them back their time so they can focus on what really requires human judgment, taste, and creativity. But of course, it's not all perfect. AI can write code, but it doesn't always understand it. When there's no review, no structure, and no shared conventions, what you get is chaos. The code may work, but it's inconsistent, contextless, and impossible to maintain. We've all seen that almost right code, the one that passes tests but makes you scared to touch it later. That's why my personal golden rule is simple: readability is more important than speed. Because fast code that no one can read isn't really fast at all. This chart pretty much sums it up. When humans code alone, it's slow but stable. When AI codes alone, it's fast, but it breaks things just as fast. The sweet spot in this middle, when humans and AI collaborate. That's the optimal zone, fast iterations, but still readable, maintainable, and aligned with the project's architecture. And this is exactly where most of us live now, somewhere between manual engineering and AI autopilot. The more context we give to AI, the better it behaves. The less context, the faster it runs into walls. And this isn't just theory. Other developers feel it too. According to the Stack Overflow Developers Survey 2025, 46% of developers don't trust the accuracy of AI outputs. 66% say they actually spend more time fixing almost right code. And 75% would ask a human colleague for help when they don't trust the model. So AI is fast, but trust still belongs to people, which again proves AI doesn't replace engineers, it just makes engineering judgment even more valuable. When we talk about speed, it's not just about writing code faster, it's about experimenting faster. AI doesn't replace UX thinking, it doesn't replace product sense, but it accelerates experiments. You can test 10 ideas this week instead of one. And that's the main thing in startups, because most startups don't die from bad code, they die from slow MVPs. Slow MVP means you never reach users, you never validate hypotheses, and your competitors move faster. So while AI won't make your product automatically good, it will make it fast enough to survive, long enough to become good. And again, this isn't just our impression as engineers. Research across the industry consistently shows the same thing. A Google randomized study found developers complete tasks 21% faster with AI help. GitHub's internal research shows up to 50% time saved on repetitive or documentation tasks. McKinsey found that product teams with AI in the loop ship about 5% faster on average. Not huge per task, but massive at scale. The Federal Reserve measured a 5.4% improvement in overall work hours across sectors. And the MIT plus Microsoft studies showed coding speed improvements up to 56%. So across every layer, from individual engineers to whole organization, the pattern is clear. AI doesn't replace people, it compounds their impact. Now, let's talk about something that AI still can do: architecture. Architecture is not about code, it's about decisions. And it's about understanding how systems interact, how teams collaborate, how product goals change over time. And that's something AI models simply don't have context for. They don't see your technical depth, your team constraints, or the trade-offs behind why something was built a certain way. So in this new world, architecture remains a human responsibility. The best engineers I know don't just generate, they simplify, they review, and they think. Because good architecture is not about adding complexity, it's about making things easy to change later. This chart explains it visually. On the left, at the function level, AI works almost perfectly. It can run small utilities, refactor code, fix tests, generate mocks, no problem. But as you more deeper into context, components, models, systems, and finally business logic, the effectiveness of AI drops dramatically. Why? Because understanding a single function is pattern recognition, but understanding how that function fits into a product, why it behaves that way, what happens when it scales, that's reasoning, and that's still our job. So the more AI we use, the more we need people who think like architects, not just coders. Let's talk about what teams of the future might actually look like. I think the role of an engineer is already charging, from implementer to operator, reviewer, and architect. We'll still write code, but we will spend more time directing and reviewing what AI agents create. The idea of junior developer is slowly disappearing. Instead, the new junior will be an AI model. It can code fast, but it needs guidance, context, and correction. That means real developers need to think deeper. The best engineers of the future won't be the ones who type the fastest, but the ones who ask the right questions and use AI smartly. This is what a realistic AI augmented team could look like. I don't know why my emotions was fallen, but okay. We'll have human engineers thinking, reviewing, and steering the work. And we'll have code agents, models specialized in generation. Review agents trained to analyze pull requests and test output, and even task agents managing the coordination between them. So in the future, a team might mean one engineer working with three of four AI agents, each with their own role, their own responsibilities, even their own workspace. And this is not science fiction, it's already happening. For example, Andrei Doronichev, its ex-C level at Google, is now leading a biotech startup that's developing a cancer drug. In his lab, scientists work side by side with neural networks. They have their own assigned tasks like data analysis, hypothesis testing, and documentation. So the idea of AI colleagues isn't futuristic anymore. It's just next step in how we scale human thinking. What's about practical rules for engineers? Let's finish this part with a few practical rules that I try to follow myself, especially now when AI is everywhere in our workflow. First, stay in control of context. The model only knows what you give it. If you lose control of context, you lose control of the result. So before generating code, describe the goal, not just the task. Tell it why you're doing something, not only what you need. Second, always review AI's output. Even if it looks perfect, it's not your code until you understand it. Reading and editing what AI writes is now part of the job, just like running tests or doing code review used to be. And finally, keep code simple. Complexity is the biggest enemy of maintainability. The easier the code is to read, the easier is to debug, extend, and refactor, both for humans and for AI models that will read it later. In short, stay in control, review everything, and keep it simple. And practical rules for startups. There are slightly different set of rules. First, humans first, then automation. Don't automate something until you actually understand how it works. In every startup I've seen, the biggest time waste happens when people try to automate chaos instead of fixing it first. Second, use AI for prototypes, not for architecture. AI is amazing at exploring ideas, building quick demos, or validating concepts, but it doesn't understand your business constraints, your tech debt, or your long-term trade-offs. Let humans design the architecture and let AI help with the execution. And third, automate experiments, not decisions. You can use AI to test hundreds of options, but the final call, what to build, what to ship, and what to stop, should always be made by people who understand the why. That's where product intuition and experience still matter the most. And what stays forever? Let's end with something simple but fundamental. AI can explain how, but only humans can explain why. Models are incredible at generating, summarizing, optimizing, but they don't have intuition, ethics, or taste. They don't understand why one solution feels right, why one product connects with people, or why one decision matters for the long term. And that's what stays forever. The engineers, designers, and founders who will thrive aren't the ones who fly AI, but the ones who learn to combine both sides. Because the future doesn't belong to code or to prompts, it belongs to people who understand the both. And if I had to summarize the whole talk in one picture, it would be this one. On one side, AI how, the speed, the automation, the data, and on the other, human why, the reasoning, empathy, and purpose. True innovation happens where these two overlap. That's the intersection we'll need to work in, where technology amplifies human intent, not replace it. So whatever you build next, make sure it has both the AI that knows how and the human who knows why. And my final thoughts to wrap everything up. Here's what I really believe: low code and AI code aren't a threat. They're just the next step in how we evolve as engineers. We're not losing our jobs, we're losing the routine. And honestly, that's a good thing. The boring parts, the repetitive work, the endless copy paste and fix, AI can take that away. What stays with us are the things that actually matter: the architecture, the reasoning, the taste, and the product sense. So, no, AI doesn't replace developers, it replaces mediocrity. And it gives more space for the people who really love building things to do it faster, smarter, and with a bit more joy. Thank you so much for listening. And if you ever want to talk about low code, AI code, or front end or back end, you can always find me on social media. I'm switcheroo everywhere. Thank you so much. Hello again.
I think you can hear me. Sorry, second.
No problem.
Thank you very much for your webinar. It was really super interesting. Yes, I think that's good. So we are moving into the Q&A session. If you have any questions, drop them into the chat box, please. I see there are already so many questions, so we can start. Dmitry,
Okay.
can you build investor-ready products using AI platforms like Lovable, etc.?
Okay. Interesting question. Absolutely. I've already built a browser extension that analyzes orders on crypto exchanges, as like Bybit site, and automates buy sell operations. And I did it entirely using Claude Code Sonnet 4 and ChatGPT Codex instruments. The result was a working MVP that could easily be developed further and even pitched to potential investors. AI tools today are more than enough to build something real and valuable.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much. So the next question is from Raul. Great topic. Do you think no juniors is realistic or dangerous thinking?
Mhm. Mhm. I actually
That's
think
very
it's
interesting.
quite realistic. Even now, junior developer vacancies are becoming rare. In 2025, this trend will only accelerate. Companies increasingly look for developers who you can deliver business value right away. With juniors, you need to invest time and mentoring before they contribute meaningfully. So yes, we are moving toward a world where AI takes over the junior tasks and humans start one level higher.
Thank you very much.
It is what it
So the
is.
next question, I think for me interesting as well. Are there any open sources AI instrument tools you will recommend for us?
Definitely. I think it's important for developers to explore open source AI tools, not only cloud APIs. It helps you understand how models actually work under the hood and gives you more control over your stack. I'd highlight a few that I personally use or experimented with. LangChain, great framework, OpenDev and Continue, OpenAI coding assistants that integrate directly into your IDE. And Llama for running large language models locally with no cloud dependency. Uh, these tools are great for learning how to orchestrate AI workflows, experiment with prompts, and build your own AI-powered development environments.
Thank
So,
you.
yep.
I'm using some of them as well. Thank you very much. The next question is, what are the security concerns with AI-generated code?
Hmm. Give me 1 second. I think the main risk is maybe hidden injection or unsafe assumptions, especially around input validation, authentication, authentication. I hate this word, sorry, and third-party APIs. Models often write code that works, but skips edge cases or security boundaries. That's why manual edits, static checks, and dependency scanning are must-haves when working with AI-generated logic. So, yep.
Thank you very much. So another question from Sam. How do you validate AI-generated code in production?
Hmm. I will date code. Mm, Review and test it manually. Maybe, as I said in my presentation, I treat AI code the same way I treat code from another developer. It needs peer review, linting, and automated tests before it ever touches production. I also use type systems like TypeScript or strict typing in Python and static analysis tools to make sure AI generated code follow project conventions and doesn't introduce hidden complexity.
Interesting. One more question. What's the most overrated myth about low code, like about AI?
Mhm, mhm, mhm. That AI understands what it's building, maybe, because it doesn't. It just predicts patterns. Good code from AI doesn't mean it understands your architecture or product goals. So AI can accelerate your work, but engineering thinking still can, can be automated.
Okay. I think that's all. So we have covered everything for now. Thank you very much, Dmitry, for leading such interesting webinar for us. And I think feel free. Oh, sorry, we have one more question. Yeah,
Okay.
if you're okay, we can continue with one more question. What advice would you give to junior developers? I think it's a good question to finalize our webinar.
It's my favorite questions all my life. Advices. Learn how to work with AI, not how to complete with it. Treat it like a pair programmer. Understand what it generates, why it does so, and how to correct it. Focus on fundamentals, architecture, data flow, clean code, and reasoning. These are things AI can't
Mhm.
yet replace and probably never will. So, yep,
Oh,
this is my
okay.
advices for
Thank you
our
very
Jews.
much. I think
Thank you.
it was very interesting for our audience, and feel free to connect with Dmitry on LinkedIn to keep talking. I think he will be happy to answer all the questions. And subscribe to the Top Voices newsletter and follow us on LinkedIn as well to stay updated on our new events and expert talks. All links can be found in the description below. And thank you once again, Dmitry, and thank you for you to here. And we hope to see you next time.
Thank you so much. Good
Thank you.
evening.